Welcome to Egg Shorts. I'm Kalen. With me is my father and my mother, Brandon and Lisa, respectively. My question for this week is, how often do you visit other ranches, whether they're neighboring ranches or they're, like, for example, our partners at Dunroven, which are way across the state in Lolo, Montana? How often do you leave your own ranch and go visit others?
Depends on what we're doing
Yeah,
and what we need.
and if we're asked, do they need help?
Yeah.
I've got some really good friends that help them brand or move cattle. I haven't in the last couple of years as much because we've been so dang busy with our own stuff. But certainly, if you're asked for help, you go to help. That's what you do. Like the Dunroven is a little different, where they'll ask me to come teach a clinic or give some instruction of some of their wranglers, things like that. I mean, or we have some issue or some reason to be there that we're going to do some joint broadcast or something like that. So that's a little bit different. But
Well, and
in our
technically,
area,
you visit them virtually every week too. So,
Well,
and
that's
that's
true.
right. That's exactly right. And they visit us through some of our videos, in a way too. It's not like you're physically there, but I'm talking about physically being
yeah,
someplace. And uh, I normally don't go to other people's places uninvited,
right.
Yeah.
or if you know them well enough, you'll stop in and visit. But you know, their business is their business. It's none of mine.
Well,
So
I've thought about that too. Is normally if you do show up unannounced, a lot of times it might be more or less livestock related. Like, hey, I just saw your critters over in this
Right.
pasture and I pushed them in, or hey, we can't get to them. Do you mind grabbing your animal? It's the
right,
only black bull in the red herd, like
right,
kind of
Right.
something like that.
right. Yeah. And you can stop by or give a phone call. Like I got a phone call just two nights ago,
Yesterday, I thought.
night
Yeah.
before.
Okay.
A neighbor was riding her horse up the county road and saw a calf was out. And she's not super savvy to who's and what's what,
Brands
and yeah. And so she called me and said, hey, you might have a cow out, is what she said. Well, we'd already shipped, so I'm thinking cow. Okay, it could be. So I thought, well, we'll run up there, even though we got a really good fence along that north side.
I built it.
She built it nearly single handedly, but went up the road and here's a weaned calf from the neighbor, and it was black, and it's like, okay, fence isn't great. They did some work on it, but like, you know what? It crawled out. It is going to crawl right back in because those
That's how
calves
they are.
they were headed north on a south bordering road, and so yeah, not an issue. But it's nice of people to do that. It's really good, and people kind of do take care of each other and say, hey, most people know their other people's cattle are about where they're at, and they know their brands, and so you'll give them a call, or you just might, if it's close, you just might put it in for them. Big deal.
And I think honestly, people visit other people's places in a need like that, either animals out or fire, like this summer.
Fire's a big, yeah. That's
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You just go. Nobody cares whether or not you got permission to go fight fire on their place.
Yeah.
You just go and help and do what you got to do. And I would be the same way here. People have helped us. We were gone one time. You were here, and then had went down to the place at Shepherd, and in the meantime somebody apparently had driven by and threw a cigarette out the window,
Started our field on fire.
started pasture on fire west of the house, upwind, and there's the neighbors come right over and got that thing put out in short order. So that was very thankful for that.
So the short version, normally you really don't
Mhm.
Not that
visit
much.
people, but on occasion you do, and normally it's by either necessity or sheer invitation. So
Right.
that's pretty much it. That's us visiting other ranches.